And we're off. Both setting
wow, I
to...
got the timer good on that one.
Nice. Looks like both are off to a 10 a.m. start. Not bothering with changing the timer, the day at all. Oh no, Halk made it Monday.
Interesting decision. Does absolutely nothing for us.
Voice Sprite also does an interesting decision.
So Monday and Sunday, meaning we are not going to be seeing any of the bug catching contests today.
No, sir. Going for the bug catching contest is sometimes a fun thing to do because you can check one of the TMs if nothing else, or potentially main switch to something that's better than what you have. But by the time you get
why stop?
Halk.
Okay, so we're a little disappointed in both of them already. They've both chosen very slow starters. So
Very slow and or very weak.
I mean, the Steelix could be runnable in a stretch, but the Persian would at least have the advantage of being able to run from all the wilds.
Yeah. And with the good early wild setting turned on, everything that they see up to level 10 is going to be forced to be fully evolved. So a Larvitar, if it manages to not die, would be very lucky. Ooh, that's a Dragonite on Route 29. Female, though. Doesn't matter, because it doesn't have any Pokeballs.
Also, Dragonite is one of the few Pokemon that, if it is female, you can get away with running it still, simply because its attack stat is so high.
Oh, yes. Looks like we got some Randroid help going on.
Thank you
Very good.
much for that. I have zero clue of how to actually do that. So that
Halk
is
making his first buy.
helpful.
Doing the standard buy that we typically do in bingos: 5 balls, 2 potions, 4 repels.
Not the buy that I do, but still a good buy.
Yeah. It's nice because it gets you to exactly 0 money. Venusaur. Oh, a 0-1 attack Venusaur.
Oh.
With Flamethrower. That is something that I would actually probably run.
Actually,
I've run Venusaur in the past and
yeah.
it does very well. It's just you have to worry about things that might have fire to use against you. Like Red's lead being an 81 Mewtwo with Flame Wheel.
That would be absolutely horrendous. Meanwhile, we
And that's
see
an Ice Punch Espeon.
Which freezes for Steelix.
And kills after a Fire Blast too. The Espeon has Fire Blast and Ice Punch, just like the Steelix. And Ysta wipes back to Mom's house.
That is massively unfortunate. Did you see what halqery got from Mr. Pokemon?
I did not. I'm gonna have to clip that. If I can. Or no, I can just check on his stream. He has the basement key.
The basement key. That is
a very unfortunate first item to be picking up, because it means that the basement is already in Logic.
It's not actually. Basement is not in
Oh, yeah.
Logic until 7 badges.
Oh, well, would you look at that? Halk found his main.
Oh, well, we know
That sure is a fortress.
And that's a Charizard on Ysta's stream. Another 0-1 attack DV, but Charizard and Venusaur are both Pokemon that could get away with full special move sets.
Absolutely, all the Gen 1 starters can get it with full special.
Yeah, they're all split and incredibly useful. But there's a male Charizard.
The fortress has extreme speed. Nice.
Up and
I think Ysta might be trying to find either that Espeon again or the Dragonite.
Both incredibly viable mains.
Instead, he finds Swag Cargo.
Not as viable.
Halk is facing off against Baby Dragonite.
Yeah, Swag Cargo, unfortunately not its Gen 8 counterpart in Colossal with Steam Engine.
Yeah. Ooh, the Espeon has come back. Let's see if Weiss is able to pick it up. It's nice and weak, so it should get in the ball just fine. That's almost 100% catch.
Unfortunately, Ice Fire not being a great coverage combo.
But good enough at least for the early game. With with looking for your early main, not having the best moveset is fine. Just as long as you're able to get through the early fights is what's important.
Yes, and it will be getting a level up move at 8.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
I believe
a lot of trouble with this Growlithe.
Yeah.
Or not.
It used Thunder and paralyzed the Fortress, and then defeated the Fortress.
Oh, will Ysta acquire the sire?
No, he's a heathen. He does not believe in the good word of the acquire. Gonna make his way up to Mr. Pokemon finally, though.
And if you notice Ysta's moveset, it is only Ice Punch, Fire Blast. He then has Rap and Metronome.
Well, we can safely assume that any Grass-type encounters will be sufficiently defeated.
Ooh, a Blissey on Halk's side. Unfortunately, with his Fortress being fainted, he cannot get any experience on it.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing
Gonna try to find a main in Dark Cave, and he finds Omastar.
Omastar!
Omastar.
Omastar being an exceptional special attacker with a little bit of downside on physical.
Yeah, it's a good physical wall though. Its only major weakness is its allergy to grass.
But with grass moves in Gen 2 being rather subpar,
it's something you can probably get away with.
But there's a Politoed now. The Omastar having a absolute garbage moveset.
Yep. Politoed did not if you have moves on it right away, it can be good, but because it doesn't really learn any moves at all on level up, at least not until super late, it's not something I would want to run. Meanwhile, Ysta making clean work of that Dratini, though the Growlithe will probably give him a little bit more trouble. Yeah.
My question is, do you go with Metronome for the Growlithe? Oh, he does! He became Normal type! And tries to give a Nightmare, but unfortunately Metronome just trolling Ysta.
Yeah. And still, Fire Blast Ice Puncher is only attacking moves on both of his Pokemon, which is kind of hilarious.
It seems like he's going for the freeze from Steelix.
Or just using Steelix because the Espeon might faint if it takes another hit. Just doing the switch strats for trade for experience. Got him to level 4 at least, which should be good enough for the first Pokensprout Tower. Though he might
is a fire type. If it's a fire type, that Espeon will continue to have issues.
That is true. Might kill for the kill on the Venusaur to get that experience. And that's an easy kill. 2-shot with Ice Punch.
The Venusaur
free experience.
Apparently not having a good moveset, though.
Yeah, just foresight by the looks of it. It looks like there was a bit of a hiccup on Weiss's stream between finishing the fight and just now. He finds another wild encounter, a Rhydon. Might kill that for experience as well. Yep.
We have Halk looking at a Lapras, still going with the Fortress.
Can you blame him?
He's using Hidden Power, potentially trying to figure out the typing of it.
Yeah, figuring out what the type of that Hidden Power is definitely going to be a big help for him. It's neutral on Lapras, at least.
It does about the same damage as Ancient Power, so it must have around 60 power.
Which is fairly high for Ancient Power, so it looks like he might have looked out with his DVs. Now, for anyone who might be new to these key item randomizers, you'll notice that both of our runners are going to be climbing Sprout Tower. That's because they're looking to get a specific set of key items that they need in order to finish the game. There are 6 that they critically need, and then they need 2 out of 3 of the region access items. The region access items are the pass, the SS ticket, and the squirt bottle. They need 2 of those 3. And then they need the secret potion, the card key, the machine part, cut, surf, and strength.
And I don't know if you noticed, but Ysta's level up move was Gust. Not at all good for it.
No, definitely not a big help.
Alright, so we can see halqery's hidden power also neutral on Gligar. So with that, we can rule out...
We can rule out ice. Well, we already could rule out ice and water, because they were not very effective against Lapras. We can rule out grass.
Ground.
We can rule out ground and electric. I know we can also rule out rock because
it would have been super effective on the Lapras.
Yeah.
We have chat helping us out. Flying Dragon, Psychic, Ghost, Steel, and Dark.
Interesting. Meanwhile, Ysta is actually going straight to the gym, rather than climbing the tower first. Maybe he's hoping that the Sprout Tower item could end up being useless, in order to just skip those, 5 fights? 4 fights? 4 fights.
5. There's a Sage on floor 1, a Sage on floor 2, 2 Sages on floor 3, and then Elderly.
The floor 2 Sages are not required, if I remember right.
Wow, that Miltank. D-Punch Drill Peck.
That's an angry cow.
Very angry, but halqery finally getting through it.
Sludge Bomb, that is a very solid physical move for a Fortress to learn. Definitely rounds out his coverage a bit more, with at least better than only extreme speed.
Normal Rock Poison makes fairly good coverage. He does have a problem with Steel.
Yes. Yes, Horace. Halq found Fortress on Route 30 as he was walking up to Mr. Pokemon's house, if I remember correct. Looks like we're already getting some guesses on what the shiny poke's going to be. Gary thinks it's going to be either Tangela or Machamp. Ooh. That Pinsir didn't stand a chance in hell against that Fire Blast.
Oh no, it's gone.
It's...
Oh no! Elder Lee with Sacred Fire! Even from a Goldeen, it just destroyed that Fortress.
Yeah, that'll be standard par for the course with a Fortress.
And we see that Faulkner gives Psywave as a TM.
Psywave and the Marsh Badge? Apparently he's just Sabrina in disguise.
This also means that we might not be seeing Elder Lee's item for a while. If that is a useful item, say the Bike or the Squirt Bottle, then this could set both racers back.
Ysta did some shopping, and it looks like he's gonna go climb the tower now.
He did buy escape ropes, so...
Yeah, Wingage, Halq actually already has died to a Spark of Flame, although it was a bit bigger than a small spark. It was a Sacred Fire. Two-shotting the Politoed.
It seemed to have been a speed tie with it, as Halq went first and then second.
Mm-hmm. Fortress is not known for its speed. With only a base 40. Yeah, I wonder if Halq is going to force the Fortress throughout the entire ROM, or if he gets access to a significantly higher level Oh! Another Fire Blast, Sacred Fire, whatever, strong fire move poke.
Wow!
And Clamp one-shotting the Larvitar. That's 2 Pokemon with Sacred Fire hard-walling Halq with the Fortress. Ysta's found a Wigglywu in the wild. Espeon certainly would have no problems ice punching a Gligar. Gligar is to ice punch as Fortress is to any fire move.
Now, is he gonna have a better time with Elderly's Sacred Fire Goldeen?
I can only hope. First, he has to deal with the Azumarill. And if this were Gen 6, he probably would have one-shot the Azumarill using that Sludge Bomb. Apparently, Azumarill learned how to use Psywave from Faulkner. Not very effective against water. So it was neutral against Lapras, but not very effective against Azumarill, which means that it's probably hidden power Steel.
Yeah.
Which is Stab, which is amazing
that's
for him.
actually good. Oh, but he got burned by the Goldeen.
That's not good.
No.
If I hope he'll be able to heal stall out the poison and the Sacred Fire PP. It looks like that's what he's trying to do. It's probably all he can do. Ooh, that's a good miss from Sacred Fire. Definitely helps him out. Get him some extra damage there too. And he beats it. A very possibly needed crit. And then the Elder's last Pokemon is Magikarp. He should be able to beat it. He does. And they receive the card key. Ooh, that is definitely something they would have needed for this. And Weister wins because of the Goldeen exploding. Both of our runners have are pretty equal in their progress right now. They're gonna go to the Pokemon Center to heal their wounds since their mains are either dead or dying. Yeah, that is a volatile Goldeen. Sacred Fire Self-Destruct. Oh, but Halk does still need to pick up that Marsh Badge from Faulkner. Here's hoping that he'll be able to make it past the pincer this time. Meanwhile, Weiss is going to be continuing along with his progress. The next key item he can pick up is on the route he's on right now, 32. Inside the Pokemon Center, there's a guy who will give you a fishing rod normally. The bicycle is guaranteed to be in the first 7 key item pickups you can get. That's every key item from Mr. Pokemon's house through Goldenrod, excluding the flower shop because you don't always have the flame badge. And also included in that first 7 is some form of regional access, either the pass or the squirt bottle. So you know those are at least 2 of the items they'll be picking up in these first 7. And he receives the SS ticket.
I'm going to leave commentaries to you for a minute. I have to step away for something quick.
Sure thing. Alright. So with the SS ticket, that will give him access to all of to Kanto. But first he has to be able to get to Olivine, so he still has either the pass or the squirt bottle that he'll be receiving between Azalea and the end of Goldenrod. You know, Halk's still struggling with that pincer. Westa picks up the TM in Union. Could be a good move. Normally, I check what the TM is when I go to repel next, which is when he just repelled then. Though, did not check the TM. Perhaps he'll check it when he goes to sell items to buy some more items. Halk took the wipe, I guess, to preserve the experience he gained from the Wigglytuff. Ooh, the Pinsir doesn't use Sacred Fire this time, uses Ancient Power. And Halk is able to collect the Marsh Badge finally. Got a very, very lucky break on the Pinsir this time. No fire, just Leech Seed. Meanwhile, Weiss is going to be heading into the well, take care of Team Rocket so he can fight Bugsy, and then pick up the Ilex Forest key, and I'm following that. Yeah, this Espeon has been tearing through the ROM so far. Though it didn't learn anything good enough at level 8, unfortunately. Let's hope for Weiss' sake that he gets something at level 16. Nice crit from the Espeon to take out the Magcargo. Through not very effective damage. Yeah, there's just been so many things that are weak to ice or fire in this ROM so far. Weiss is really lucking out with this Espeon choice. Hal picks up the ticket. And onto the cave. Not repelling. And he finds a Lugia. That's... I guess that's some time loss. Pain Split, not a great level up move. And was that the 14? My boy Kingdra was the 14.
That is a lovely emote. I'm sorry this is taking so long. We're having an admin discussion right now, as there may be an issue.
I'm wondering that as well, Jerry. What kind of issue are we talking about? Is it something serious, or?
It may be. We're discussing it right now.
Okay. Fortress wants to learn Tackle at 15. Definitely not something that I would want. Alright, Weiss is going to be starting up Bugsy's gym battle. Let's hope it is relatively kind to him. Crobat should go down to a nice punch or two. Yeah, just one. Espeon is extremely strong. That base 130 special attack is really paying dividends here.
Okay, so we'll announce what happened at the end of the race, but we are going to keep going.
Okay. Sounds good. And that's the Rising Badge from Bugsy. So if they, for whatever reason, were able to get access to a trade Pokemon, that could give them some very interesting strategies. One thing that Keyzeron and I both almost did last night, Keyzeron found a Bellsprout while using a Super Rod, and we had the Rising Badge. And I found an Abra on Route 17, Cycling Road. If the Abra turned out to become my main because it had Flamethrower and Thunderbolt, so... Oh, Keys found it on Cycling Road? I wasn't in the stream, I wouldn't have known. So Cycling Road, in the ROM that we both were running last night, had 2 different trade pokes. So we could have gone for the trade in Goldenrod or Violet and gotten the super good trade experience, which would have gotten us probably on equal level with most of Red's pokes. Because we only had about 3 badges of stat experience invested at that point.
Alright, and I also see that we picked up an SS ticket while I was away.
Yes, that was inside Route 32's Pokemon Center. And then, as I've been talking about, Bugsy had the Hive Badge. Or not the Hive Badge, the Rising Badge. Yes. Alright, Weista took care of his rival 2 fairly easily. This Espeon has been just extremely powerful. And it looks like Hulk has to go back and refight the Kingdra. Talia, I checked one of the trades, or I checked the Abra trade. It wasn't better than Abra, or rather, it wasn't better than Alakazam. He received the bicycle from the Farfetch'd folks. That'll be great for increasing his movement. 3 key item checks before he absolutely has to have either the Squirt Bottle or the Pass. Personally, I would rather have the Squirt Bottle in this case, because Pass and SS Ticket as your Kanto access and Northern Johto access is just extremely bad, to put it mildly, because
I would like to see the SS Ticket Pass combo.
It's really not fun when you're running it, but it's pretty funny to watch it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, if you can get the backwards 37 via backwards boat, just
yes,
seeing the twins turn into trees is great.
Backwards 37, as well as backwards Olivine, being able to see rival standing on the water. In a race, one of the other races I did yesterday, we had extremely early fly access. So when I entered Olivine, I skipped the rival coming out of the gym cutscene just entirely by flying to the town as soon as I walked into it. Hey there, kitty cat. Looks like my cat was trying to get inside the room.
Hulk going back into Azalea.
He's... What is he doing?
Did he wipe on Bugsy?
He's wiped on the Kingdra a couple times. It has Flamethrower. And Blizzard.
Oh, in Buell, yes. That is incredibly unfortunate.
Yeah, he's training to be able to defeat the Kingdra, because Fortress against any amount of fire will just melt. Getting that Chansey was definitely good. A lot of good experience. With those 2 extra levels, maybe he'll be able to take down the Kingdra. If it were me, I would just dex the Kingdra immediately and see how quickly I can find it. Because Flamethrower Blizzard is slightly better than Ice Punch Fire Blast, at least. Wow, 50 damage from the Flamethrower. Yeah, and he needed to use Extreme Speed there because the Kingdra just vastly outspeeds it. Kindra's got Icy Wind as well. 2 ice moves and a fire move. Ooh, and a wild encounter in the well. I think that's like the 2nd or 3rd one he's gotten.
Oof.
And another. Why is Slowbro in the well?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, that seems like it would be a good play, Wingage. Using Sludge Bomb, hoping for the poison proc. I think it's like, I want to say it's 10% or 30% for poison Sludge Bomb to proc poison.
Oh, and there's Fly on Ysta's side.
Ooh. Oh. That was in the basement. Been so enraptured by Halq trying to ram his head into the Kingdra that I completely forgot to check what the other 2 key items Ysta picked up in Goldenrod were. Somewhere there is a dead Raichu smiling. Alright, so Ysta's picked up the Squirt Bottle and Fly inside Goldenrod. What was the 3rd item? Did anyone catch that? Apologies for not catching it the first time.
This Kingdra's still being just absolutely terrible to help.
Yeah, he lucked out with the pincer eventually. It decided to use Leech Seed turn 1 instead of Sacred Fire. The time he was able to beat it. And then Espeon is just sweeping through everything. Of course, a Typhlosion resists both of its moves. And Headbutt is definitely not the strongest choice you can use. I want to say that Ice Punch would be stronger in this case. Halq's held item, I believe, is the Hardstone to boost his ancient power.
It looks like he might be hoping on the Ancient Power Omni Boost.
That might be it.
Because he knows he can survive 1 Flamethrower, and if he gets the boost, then E-Speed will kill that Kingdra.
No boost. No crit. Died, reset. Espeon struggled quite a bit with that Typhlosion there. And it's learning Psychic! It's not going to struggle with anything anymore. That's for sure. And I missed the badge. Did you catch the Paradox?
I did not.
Sorry again, Shaq. Can you help us out? Which badge did Weister just pick up from Whitney? Earth badge? Very good. Yeah, I'm not sure if I don't think Weister even saw the Espeon in his first pass on 29. He probably went back just for the Dragonite. Finding that Espeon was just super lucky.
Alright, we have confirmation it was the Earth badge.
Cool. Halq is bashing his face into the wall, hoping to find some wild encounters. Or just in desperation.
halqery having an absolute awful time today.
Unfortunately, that's just what tends to happen if you run Fortress as your main. The main finding section of Key Item Rando is, I would say, the most important part of these runs. Just finding something that can carry you, that has like strong enough stats that you can get by even with like not the best moveset. The Halq is he's certainly a veteran of bingos where you can get away with some things that are not a deal. Oh, he beat the Kingdra!
Amazing!
He got the poison from Sludge Bomb, and that helped. And maybe it didn't use Flamethrower once? I'm not sure. Maybe he crit one.
That did look like it had to have been a crit, as the Kingdra was in red bar.
Yes.
Swords Dance turn 1 from the Kingdra.
The Kingdra has Swords Dance too. Holy moly.
That is a monster of a dragon.
It sure is.
Alright, we have
Clear Bell in the Out-of-Finder house. And now into the Kimono Girl house. I'm sure he's hoping to find Surf as soon as possible to round out that moveset a bit better. Stab Psychic, that is extremely lucky to find. Meanwhile, Halq is just asleep at the wheel trying to fight an Entei that only has Bone Meringue for it. Looks like you got maximum sleep turns. Very unfortunate luck for Halq today. Yeah, the Hidden Power Steel is probably the best thing he can use against Steelix, unfortunately. It's going to take a while for this fight. And Weister receives from the Surf House the ability to gamble.
Unfortunately, not a useful item.
Not unless he wants to buy some overpriced TMs.
I mean, with that moveset, really doesn't need it.
Yeah, the only thing he could possibly want at this point would be an electric move to get that nice perfect coverage with Volt Beam, Psychic, Surf. Then he would only have to worry about finding Blissies and Chanseys. I wonder if he's going to teach over Headbutt for Surf or Fire Blast. Because keeping a physical move for the odd Chansey or Blissey might be helpful, even on something that's so physically weak as Espeon.
I believe teaching over Fire Blast would be the correct move, simply because getting the extra 10 PP out of it is really useful.
Absolutely.
As well as Fire Blast's chance to miss.
Pupitar with Blizzard. Surviving on one from the Ice Punch. Maybe the Espeon's special DV isn't quite as good as it could be. If things are living on one. Now, for those in chat, can any of you pick out what those roamers were? I don't have Weiss' audio right now, so I can't tell.
Nobody has Weiss' audio. halqery is our audio.
Oh yeah, that's right. No one has Weiss' audio. We'll just have to wait for Halk to get there.
Apparently the batteries in my mouse have died, so I can't check either. I will be right back with a replacement set of batteries.
You take care of that, man. You know, also just plowing through this ROM with that Espeon. Doesn't matter what it learns at this point unless it's T-Bolt. I'm not tired from last night anymore, Talia. I got a good 8 hours of rest and woke up just after noon. Although I am starting to get a bit hungry. Might have to step away for a minute and get some food at some point. A bold prediction for Wingage, Dodo, Wobbuffet, and Murkrow. Here's our first Chansey for the Espeon to deal with.
Alright, I am back.
Gonna be a two-shot from Headbutt.
Let me look and see what those roamers were. As I completely passed by them in the log.
Yeah, don't tell us. Don't tell us until we're able to hear them from Halk's audio.
I will not tell anyone. I'm going to get it pulled up and ready to go.
Now, the big question is how long will it take Halk to get to the roamers?
With this Pupitar going through Ilex Forest at this time, I would guess...
Fortress.
Bad thing. Sorry, the rival fight.
Yeah. No worries.
So with this Fortress going through Ilex, I give him 20 minutes.
Give or take, yeah. Halk finally gets his bicycle, I'm sure he'll be happy to be moving a little bit faster.
Also, I love the fact that I got new batteries for my mouse and immediately lost the battery cover for it.
Wonderful. And that's a vanilla fog badge from Morty. So once they find the Surf HM, they'll be able to access Mahogany Town, as well as Lieutenant Surge's gym.
But
Because they have Northern Johto access and the SS ticket, they do have access to all of Eastern Kanto.
Yeah, so it looks like the next play is gonna be going into Kanto, potentially to check the Super Rod.
Yeah, once they, at least after they've checked the Olivine key items, they might find Surf there, and they could also potentially find the Secret Potion. Finding the Secret Potion in Olivine happens strangely often in these randos for me.
Yeah, if he does find the Secret Potion, taking on Jasmine right now might be the best move, as Kanto has some high-level gym leaders.
Yeah, Jasmine is usually a bit daunting this early, but compared to
Surge?
Yeah,
Like
or even
Surge.
compared to Janine. Like, Janine's got 5 Pokemon that are all higher level than pretty much everything that Jasmine has.
I found my battery cover!
Hell yeah.
Okay. Halk didn't quite get unlucky. He saw the Fortress, grabbed the Fortress, and kept going. There's Surf! We have water access now.
There we go. Weiss is going to head on over to Mahogany then. Gets the lowest level fights available to him, and gives him a lot of training for that Espeon.
And we have Jerry bringing in the Roamer Cross from Weiss to stream.
The Good Rod was in the bicycle shop.
At this point, I would just beg Halk to go Good Rod an encounter. Yes, please. It's a level 20. It cannot be worse than this Fortress. Well, I mean, it can. It can easily be worse.
Stantler is very good, even if it's female.
You would prefer a male one, though, as its attack is not that high. Oh,
yeah.
Fire Blast immediately and dead!
95-85 for those offensive bases.
That is a mean deer.
A lot of keys deers in the chat. Rest in peace, the OMG Scoots emote. It looks like Stantler appears to be one of the 2 commons from the Good Rod. That's good for him, at least. And that's a very blue Weezing. Must be little waterlogs because of all the water surrounding it. And upon defeating the shiny, ooh, Halk got a nice male Stantler this time. Not a great moveset, but he can at least teach it Headbutt, which is a very strong stab move. And Halk has found a new main that should be able to at least carry him through this mid-game.
Yes, less new main, more actual main.
Yeah. Has Halk checked the underground shops? I forget. because if he hasn't, then Fly is the only thing he doesn't have in Goldenrod.
I don't know if he has.
Alright, so Garf listened to a clip from Weiss's stream for the Roamer Cries, and heard Omastar Pupitar Nidorino. So we'll find out once Halk gets there to confirm.
Yes, we will. I know what they are. I already looked it up. So I will neither confirm nor deny anything until then.
Houndoom has Drill Peck. I bet Halk would like that on his Stantler, that's for sure. Drill Peck probably one of the best, if not the best, offensive move in the game.
Drill Peck, yes, it is 100% the best move. Yes, the best physical move. The best special move probably goes to Surf. Surf's just good.
There's a lot of best special moves. Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, very, very frightening.
What is halqery doing?
He's trying to wear out the Mega Kick PP, I think. But unfortunately, the Typhlosion still had enough.
Oh, I believe he was going for a miss off of it so he could heal.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he even had healing items. He went to check his bag and I didn't see any. I saw like 2 Mystic Waters, but not healing items.
Massively unfortunate.
He's been very strapped for cash on this ROM because of all the wipes. Gonna check some TMs. Hopefully he finds something good there. Curse, Agility, and Hidden Power, by the looks of it.
That is unfortunate. He had one single normal potion.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been enough to withstand a Mega Kick, that's for sure.
No. So at that point, it must have been hoping for the miss from Mega Kick.
Yeah.
Or at least a second miss. But he's going back with 2 Super Potions.
Yeah, that should be able to get him through the Typhlosion. Meanwhile, Weista's just clearing through all the rockets. Nothing can survive this Espeon.
That Espeon is an absolute monster.
Amazing that it fits in his pocket.
I mean, technology is amazing in the Pokemon world.
Sure is. And it looks like Weist actually taught over Headbutt with, for Surf rather than Fire Blast. If I was reading his menu right, it was going by pretty quickly.
It could be that he would prefer Executor coverage over Blissey.
Fair enough.
Executor and Celebi would both wall the...
well, he does have Ice Sponge still as well.
You are correct.
There's... yeah.
So Headbutt would have given him better coverage, say, for Slowbro.
Snowbear, Halk does not have the Earth Badge yet. He still has to beat Whitney.
Yes, Halk is still a gym behind. A few gyms behind.
A gym and a lot of movement behind.
He is a Fortress main behind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say Flame Wheel on that Typhlosion? That is... Where was this Typhlosion for them?
Paradox, are you sure you randomized it? Because, like...
I mean, we're looking at a Surf Stantler here.
Well, yes. You could have randomized the compatibility, but the learn sets don't appear to be too random. Because, like, Persian can know Thunderbolt.
chose a Larvitar as a starter. Like, there is randomization
that's a fair
going
point.
on here.
Ysta opting to not drown the Slugma. A bad call, if you ask me. Morty's badge
Morty
is the fog
vanilla.
badge.
I mean, it's a decent chance for Morty to have his own badge.
Yeah, it's slightly more likely for every badge to be vanilla than it is for them to be in different spots. So it's not like truly 1 in 16 like you would think it would be.
Yes, because the fog badge does have to be before a certain number of checks, because the left side of Kanto cannot have it.
Yeah,
Chuck
if it's
cannot have it. Price and Claire cannot have it.
Yeah, if they don't have the Secret Potion and they don't have Cut and Hive Badge, then it needs to be one of the first 4 gyms or Janine.
Actually, I'm wrong. Claire can have it. You do not need Surf to reach Claire.
That's true.
Halq now picking up his HM02 Fly.
Very good. He'll be happy to find the Storm Badge whenever that is. I'm guessing it's on blue. Actually, no, it wasn't the earliest it could have been. It's probably on, like, Blaine or Janine.
It is about a 1 in 10 for Fog Badge to be Fog Badge.
Interesting.
Because you have Brock, Misty, Blaine, Blue, Price, and Chuck all cannot have it, as Surf is required to reach their gyms.
And because badges are slightly more likely to be vanilla than not, it's a bit more than 1 in 10.
It's probably closer to a 15% chance that Morty will have his own vanilla badge.
That sounds right.
Hive Badge is in a similar spot where it does have a less than 1 in 16 chance because of the number of badges that, again, need Cut to reach.
Or rather, more than 1 in 16.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, because those 3 gyms on the west side of Kanto are...
completely cut-locked.
Yeah. Well, in the current logic. And it might be added in... We might get some logic later that backwards Kanto becomes a thing. Where if you clear the Snorlax, the guard in the house before Victory Road will go away, so you can do backwards Kanto.
Snowbear did not make this ROM. I did.
That's correct. This is a Paradox ROM. And Lance gave Ysta the Secret Potion, so he has one more relatively easy gym that he can do before he has to go to Kanto. If he manages to find the Plain Badge on Bryce or Jasmine, there's a chance that Strength could be in the pharmacy, and that they can do Chuck right away as well, which would be vanilla badges or vanilla gyms completed to do the Rocket segment. I don't think that's very likely, but it is potentially likely.
Also, if they find the Storm Badge sometime soon, they will have fly access to make movement so much easier.
We do appreciate that. Anytime we get early fly and Storm Badge, it's just always such a blessing. Since they do have the lost item, or at least since Ysta has the lost item, once he does go to Kanto, he will... Wow, the Plain Badge. I should add fortune telling to my stream tags.
That was an amazing call.
Since Ysta has the lost item, once he goes to Kanto, he can immediately pick up Copycat's item. which could also be another Go mode item. Though, personally, I think before I go to Kanto, since their access is through the SS ticket, I would just save while I'm in Olivine and take a dip into Cianwood to check what the pharmacy item is, because according to ERC's statistics that he ran, it's approximately 1 in 3 for pharmacy to have a Go mode item.
Alright, so you're saying that you would, after dealing with Jasmine, go into Cianwood to check the... Well, save and check Cianwood.
Yes. And if it's not strength, I would just reset and... Or if it's not strength, machine part, or cut, I would just reset and then go to Kanto from there. Because you can clear the check then and there, and then if it's not something you need to progress further in Cianwood, you can just be like, okay, I don't need to come here yet.
I think I would consider actually doing Jasmine and then going immediately to Kanto, as you get a couple of checks fairly quickly. As you can do, again, the lost item check, and go see what Super Rod is.
Yeah, checking the Super Rod and copycat items is probably a better play, and results in a little bit less potentially wasted movement. But on the off chance that strength actually is there, it could be huge for him.
I think more important is, where is the Storm Badge? Because if Storm Badge is, say, Janine, then going into Kanto now could be good.
It could potentially be on Surge, or they have access to Surge as well.
Yes.
So going to him as well would be an option.
Janine. That's
Surge, Janine, and if they do the sequence break of Blind Rock Tunnel, they could unlock Misty as well.
Sabrina could also be Storm Badge.
She could be Storm Badge. That's right. Sabrina, in the ROM logic that we use, you're not forced to fight her until you have at least 7 badges, and they will have 6 by the time they get to Kanto. So they could do Surge and then do Sabrina right from there.
And this Espeon, already level 33, should have a somewhat decent time with Surge, depending.
Yeah, Surge's Pokemon are between level 40 and 46, so you might want to get a couple X items just to be able to sweep a little more easily. But the Espeon should have no issues sweeping. Now let's listen to those rumors. Omastar. Nidorino. What was that middle one?
Okay, now that we have halqery there.
I definitely heard Omastar and Nidorino. I'm not sure about the Entei.
The Entei is Pupitar.
Garf called it.
Yep, Garf was 100% correct in his guess.
Yeah, I'm not ultra familiar with every cry, but I'm usually able to call most of them. Meanwhile, we got ysta013 on his way to fight Jasmine. Saving because it's on par with his level, so it might be a little difficult.
It really depends on what her 35 is, but
it really does.
This is a very powerful Espeon.
Oh, a Delibird.
Oh, my
that should get fire blasted.
I'm so sorry. ysta013, why? We did hear Veromar's wingage. They were Omastar and Pupitar with a Nidorino Suicune.
Yep.
Oh, that Charizard picked up Sky Attack somewhere, but didn't matter.
Didn't matter. And here's the big wall for the Espeon. Water and Psychic types are the one thing that it cannot hit even neutrally effectively.
And Starmie is spamming Splash, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Splash Petal Dance.
Z-move Medician gives the Zephyr Badge, not the Storm Badge, so nothing too important to him. That does put the machine part quest in logic now. because they have Flash and Surf as well as the badges required. It looks like Weiss is going to take a dip over to Sandwood, and he's saving before he goes.
He is preparing for that reset.
This is not something I was expecting him to do. He doesn't have strength, correct? But the pharmacy item is very likely to have a go mode item, so if it does have strength there, that would be very beneficial to him. Especially if Chuck is vanilla and has the Storm Badge.
And Snowbear brings up a great point that the Fly Point will be useful later.
Yes. Assuming he doesn't reset after seeing the item if it's not useful.
That is true.
The stream hiccuped, so I didn't see what the item was. He didn't reset though. He kept the he's keeping the Fly Point, so I'm assuming it was useful. He also picked up some revives and hyper potions. Yeah, we can confirm it wasn't strength, but let's see. Yeah, it looks like it was cut because I just stepped into Weiss's stream to see what item he has on his tracker that I don't.
He has cut marked. Okay, so we have cut in Cyanwood.
That's definitely something very good to have this early, especially if you get the Hive Badge pretty early in Kanto.
If Hive Badge is Surge or Sabrina, he could do regular machine part instead of backwards rock tunnel.
Definitely more ideal for the movement.
Rock tunnel.
Definitely more ideal for the movement, but I would personally... well, where is he going?
I don't know. Does he think that he has the pass and not the SS ticket?
He might. I'm not sure what he's doing. And then Halk is just not doing anything. He's just staring at a Nidoran.
Okay, Halk is continuing again.
Yeah. That was really confusing. And Stantler killed itself. With confusion. Yeah, maybe Halk was peeing or something. Oh, right. Weiss was able to check the squirt bottle item, which ended up being Whirlpool. So, worthless check.
Yep, not at all required.
And apparently he thinks he does have the pass. Which he does. When did he get the pass?
That I do not know.
I'm confused. I did not see him pick that item up at all. I don't know where it was.
And I do not have a log of the item locations. Maybe it was one of the Olivine items. Maybe we missed one.
Maybe.
Talia says maybe pass was a pharmacy item.
No, he got cut from the pharmacy, I think.
Yeah, we have confirmation that it was cut.
Or, no, he doesn't have cut marked anymore.
So it was the pass, not cut.
Okay. So the pharmacy item was the pass. That has to be it.
Meanwhile, we see an ancient power battle on Halk's side of that Jolteon in his fortress.
Fog Badge acquired. Now he can head on over to Mahogany if he so chooses.
Yes, the goal for this race is to
once he gets
red.
once he gets Surf at least. Either way, he's healing first. The Stantler is not nearly as strong as the Espeon. Yeah, I'm fairly confident that the pass was the pharmacy item, because Ysta mismarked that he had cut on his own stream.
Immediately heading to Olivine.
It's not strength. He would have probably stayed in Sandwood to finish Chuck's gym.
Instead we... Oh, he is out of Psychic!
And out of Surf.
And the Grimer is spiting him.
That must be how. That or he forgot to heal between...
He forgot to heal.
Yeah, no, that's just going to be a wipe for him.
He does have revives, though.
But
he's going to take the wipe.
Yeah, he still wouldn't have any moves to deal with the Mischievous.
Alright, Hulk picking up HM05 Flash.
And then Surf was in here. In the cafe.
Yep. So now Hulk has various options open to him.
Yeah, he has the option to climb the lighthouse, check the pharmacy, he has the option to go to Mahogany, and he has the option to go to Kanto. And now he's going straight to Kanto. Maybe the incentive of a... Yes. We know about the secret potion being in Mahogany.
Yes.
Oh.
What?
He changed his mind about going to Kanto. He's climbing the tower.
This means, unfortunately, he's going to have to double dip the lighthouse.
Yes. Very unfortunately for him. Ysta definitely made the right call to go to Mahogany as soon as he could. And Ysta's facing a Blizzard Flaffy.
Wait a minute. On Hulk's side, that gentleman in the lighthouse, doesn't he normally have that Growlithe in vanilla?
He sure does.
Wow.
Now, you did assure us earlier that you did randomize this.
Yes, even though we're currently seeing an electric type in Surge's gym.
Yes.
On Surge.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure that Venonat on Hulk's side is not normally there.
I'm pretty sure of that as well. I'm also pretty sure that Stantler is not normally in the water on Route 37.
No. Not as far as I'm aware. I don't think that... Can Stantler learn Surf in Gen 2? Like, that is now a question.
Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look that up quick. Alright, I have Stantler pulled up. No, it cannot learn Surf.
The only HM it can get normally is Flash. It can't even get Strength. That's unfortunate.
That is odd.
Though it can get Psychic. And Earthquake.
Neither of those surprise me, honestly. Yes, secretly a Snow Bear ROM that... I was channeling my inner Snow Bear.
Creating Snow Bear ROMs is the burden of this tournament.
Actually, I don't even think I would call this a Snow Bear ROM. The only major key items we're missing so far are Strength and Machine Part.
And Cut.
That's less important.
It's important at least to get into Erica's gym. Hulk didn't repel. And he ran into a Slugma that was on the water. How is it alive?
Well, as I said, Wingage, Hulk is one entire Fortress main behind. Ysta going in to fight Sabrina, who is now entirely in logic.
Yeah, he does have 7 badges, though I missed what the Surge badge was, because I was watching Halk.
As did I.
I can unfortunately only watch one stream at once. And that is the Pazen Pharmacy confirmed.
Alright. Yeah, you were watching Halk. I was stupidly looking to see if Stantler could learn Surf.
Halk checked the Shucky just in case it might have been it might have had something with the teleport.
I'm sorry, just looking over at halqery's screen and seeing Oak scream, "Kill me!" I think he tried to bike on the water.
I think he did too. This is not Sword and Shield, unfortunately. Where you are actually able to bike on the water.
I mean, it's how you get across the water.
Yeah, it's the only way.
And we have Glacier Badge on Sabrina.
Oh, we both clicked it.
Yep, I got it.
Shoutouts to Halk ignoring Monica of Monday.
Now, we can assume that Surge's badge was not Storm Badge, as we see Ysta did not fly back to Saffron.
Yes.
He had never been to Saffron, so he couldn't.
We at least know that much.
Up, depositing his Espeon so that he can Death Warp after Super Rod. Good move.
And he hit the optional trainer before Super Rod, so he's just going to be Death Warping anyway.
Not as good a move.
Halk facing the waterlogged Venusaur now, or not the waterlogged Venusaur, the waterlogged Weezing.
I do love shiny Weezing.
It's pretty good shiny.
It is.
Let's see if Ysta hits the Fisherman this time. Nope, he just keeps bonking into the side of the...
He's being exceptionally careful.
Yeah. Lost item for Halk.
And machine part
fairly...
for Ysta.
Ha! That's very lucky. Means he can just go straight through Rock Tunnel and deliver the machine part.
And he's choosing not to Death Warp here, as, yeah, it would be faster just to take his Espeon back out.
And he could also do an early Snorlax. Pick up the, clear the machine part, pick up the expansion card, then go straight down to the Snorlax through Route 11. Ignoring the trio of bikers entirely.
Yep. And honestly, with the level of his Espeon and the number of badges still left to go through, if the 50 is good, that is a viable main switch.
Absolutely. This Espeon is extremely good, but if the Snorlax is, for example, a Mewtwo, it would be a pretty safe choice to switch to.
We see him teaching Fly.
And Flash.
Chat has not mentioned what the Surge Badge was. I don't think any of us caught it.
I'm just gonna go back over to Ysta's stream and figure out what it was.
Yeah, if you look at what...
It was Hive.
Ooh.
Or no, he doesn't have Zephyr marked.
We have Linkshot saying it was in fact Hive.
Okay, then I guess he just forgot to mark Zephyr.
So if they had cut, he could have cut his way through there.
But he doesn't have it yet. There's a few places where cut could be. It could be in Cerulean Gym. It could be in the Pokemon Fan Club. It could be on Professor Elm if they get... well, they do have access to the Elite Four.
It could be an Ice Path.
Could be an Ice Path.
TM7 Tail Whip. Useless.
It could be in the Rocket segment because they have access to all of Goldenrod now. Or
They
all
do.
of Goldenrod's key items.
It could unfortunately be in the basement.
It could also be on Elm.
A lot of locations left to check. Oh wow, it really can be on them. They have Rising Badge and Waterfall.
They sure do.
And a Waterfall required seed kind of sucks.
Sure does. I think I've had to do Waterfall once. It was not fun.
No, it is not. That is a lot of movement and trainer dodging.
Alright, Ysta is making his way towards the Snorlax, but he does not have the expansion card yet. He'll probably realize that in a little bit.
He'll get to the Snorlax first.
The Snorlax was almost on screen, and then he realized, wait, no, I don't have it. Repelling on this entirely encounterless area.
He's probably gonna surf this section. Nope. Wow.
Nope.
Okay. And now he's picking up his expansion card.
Now he can see what Snorlax is.
So I would say the play here is to check for Snorlax. If it's any good, catch it and check it. And then immediately check what the lost item in Fan Club is. If it's cut, he has left side Kanto unlocked. And that is a coughing.
Well, he saw the waterlogged wheezing, so I guess he's probably not incentivized to choose something that's even smaller than that. Silverwing from the fan club.
Well, good news for him. If he wants, he could go get the Lugia.
He sure can.
He has all the badges and HMs necessary. Instead, it looks like he's going to go to Cerulean.
That would be the next play, logically for me.
Yeah.
He can go do all of Cerulean, check the key item and get the badge, do all the hedge maze fights, and then after Misty, you can complete the training arc and defeat Team Rocket. Just a good long
Bye-bye, go-go.
a good long A-pressing simulator.
Ysta?
Yes?
Ysta did not check the item.
It is marginally faster to check the item on your way out of the gym than it is to check it on your first visit. It's not a significant time save, but with good enough movement, it is. I normally just get it when I go there, because what if it's strength? What if it's cut?
I mean, at this point, you're still gonna do Misty right now.
Yeah. If I had the Storm Badge but not Fly at this point, I would have checked it then and there, because if you pick up Fly from there,
very quick movement back.
You could just fly back to Cerulean instead of biking.
Hulk item fulling on the Firestone in Rocket Hideout.
He threw away a Firestone earlier as well. Not sure why, because that would have been 1,000 Poké-Dollars he could have used to buy an extra Super Potion for the Kingdom back, because that was back on Route 32. Stanler getting a lot of very, very much needed levels, helping him out with the later fights for sure. He should be able to handle Jasmine pretty easily once he gets to her.
Yep. Meanwhile, we see Bo Easton get defeated on ysta's stream. And
Ooh.
Same time on each side, we see a middle stage Niddo.
Funny how that works.
It really is.
Alright. 3 more pokes in the hedge maze for Ysta to finish, and Hulk just needs to take care of the horsey, and he'll receive his secret potion. Hulk saving an escape rope since he has been fairly low money. Just walking out of the hideout. It's not too bad of a walk, because you have to teleport. Ooh, I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing what did it, but that Mew demolished the Espeon.
What happened was the Espeon missing Fire Blasts in a row.
Into Mew having an Earthquake.
Right.
And now Ysta's the pest. Our hero. Alright.
Interesting direction choice from Ysta there, going right instead of left.
It's a bit faster to get to Misty, because you don't have to get off the surfing poke, and then you just walk down along the pathway of the gym.
Part.
Yep.
Oh, that is going to be unfortunate for Ysta though. Look at that Blissey.
Luckily, it only has takedown, which has next to no power coming from a Blissey.
And halqery got his plane badge from Price.
Yes. Moving on to pick up the Zephyr badge from Jasmine, I would hope. And even with all that setup, he still is not going to be one-shotting that Blissey.
Blissey having a monstrous level of hit points.
And a fairly good special defense stat as well.
I believe it's actually got a very good special defense.
Hulk is actually skipping Jasmine for now. opting to go to Kanto sooner.
That is an interesting choice to make.
Espeon tried to learn Fire Spin at 42. Definitely not what anyone would have wanted.
Let's see. Blissey having a 135 base special defense and 255 hit points.
Yep, the maximum HP that any Pokemon can have, and an extremely high... Ooh, that's the Storm Badge.
And now Ysta can fly.
And Halk can use Whirlpool.
Well, he can look at Whirlpool. He can't use it.
He can use it in battle.
But, I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
Did you see what the machine part item was? We were excited about Storm Badge.
Yeah, I was a bit too excited about Storm Badge.
I'm going to guess it was not anything amazingly helpful, as he is not going to head to any other gyms yet.
Let's see.
Snowbear confirms it is Old Rod as the machine part.
Yeah, he didn't even mark machine part or Old Rod on his own screen.
Probably just disappointed in the turnout.
Now Ysta just needs to hunt for that HM cut, which is probably why he's come back to Goldenrod to take care of the Rockets. There's 2 key item checks inside the radio tower itself, and if needed, he can go to the basement to get the 3rd one, after finishing the Team Rocket leader once forcing the Rockets to move out.
Yep.
If he's really lucky, Cut and Strength will both be here.
But if he is unlucky, he will have to go into the basement.
Or potentially he could also just get Strength, and then Chuck's wife could have Cut, in addition to Ice Path possibly having either.
Though actually, since he can clear out both left and right side radio tower, basement is not that bad of an option.
It really isn't. It would only be 2 fights rather than 11. Hal going straight for Sabrina. Another interesting point made in chat. It's looking very likely that all of the Johto badges will be filled out before all the Kanto badges, which is not something you usually see in these randos.
No,
Normally,
you usually see a straggler on Johto.
Yeah. Which Mineral Badge could very well be a straggler. It could be on blue or something.
As Mineral Badge gives absolutely 0 progression.
Nope.
The only Johto badge not to have an HM associated with it.
Or a level cap increase.
What a useless badge.
At least in this gen. In Gen 2, the Storm Badge gives level up to level 70, while in Gen 4, the remakes, Mineral Badge gives up to level 70 for obedience. Of course, it doesn't matter if you already have Rising.
Yeah. Oh, and the Stantler dying to a level 48 Bulbasaur on Sabrina.
It's a powerful Cabbage Frog.
I've never heard it called a Cabbage Frog before, and I do love that.
Well, the Bulbasaur line are based on frogs, and there sure is a cabbage on his back, so that's what I call it. A single pin missile is enough to take down a Larvitar for sure.
I mean, the 43 level difference does add up. Oh. Thankfully, the pin missile, not jump kick.
Yep. 2 missed Fire Blasts is very unlucky. Yeah, I would have reset at that point as well.
Yeah. Because that is 3 missed Fire Blasts on that Bulbasaur. Oh, and Ysta looking at another Blissey. This one, though, much lower level.
Yeah. Two-shot without any setup. He might be wishing he still had a physical move that he could use, but it is an Espeon and it's better to have special moves on it.
That's also a two-shot with a 17 level difference.
Yep, that's Blissey for you.
Yes, Blissey is just bulk. Unless you punch it. With a non-elemental punch. Gotta clarify that, because the elemental punches would do next to nothing to Blissey here.
Yeah.
Oh, and Halq Stantler getting crit by that Voltorb. Halq technically has everything he needs to complete this fight.
Yeah, he just needs to get relatively lucky.
Yes.
Voltorb hitting himself would be good. Of course, it only had one turn of confusion. Classic AI.
That was 2 turns of confusion. It hit through confusion the first time.
And strength was on the false director.
As they hit the plane badge, that opens up Chuck's gym.
Sure does, and he has the fly point already as he went to get the pass, and did not reset.
And we're going to see the other half of Rocket Tower. If this is cut, then that'll put Ysta immediately in go mode. Alright, Halq's Headbutt doing a much better job on the Bulbasaur than Fire Blast last time.
Mm-hmm. And Diglett goes down in one hit because it has no defense.
It also used Splash, so it didn't even attack.
And that's a Glacier Badge for Halq. Not particularly helpful not to him, but it does open up the Lugia.
Not yet. He hasn't gotten his Silver Wing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does need the Silver Wing still.
Yep. Though it looks... Oh, he's going to the center. Does he do Surge next? Or does
it looks like he might.
Because he could also go back into Kanto.
Oh, he's using the box. So it looks like he's going to check the Super Rod item.
Whereupon he will find his machine part that he cannot logically turn in yet.
Well, it is in logic because he has access to the Zephyr Badge. He just decided to skip Jasmine for whatever reason.
Yes, but what's up with him is he will not yet have logical access, as he does not have the Zephyr Badge currently.
Yeah.
Once he beats Jasmine, he will have access to it. Where is... Oh, he's going to the Pokemart. Gonna stock up on some more healing.
Yeah, prepping to have 0 money for the potential wipe that he has to take. He's no stranger to wiping in this ROM.
No, he really isn't.
And Weiss is finishing that Rocket segment, opening up Claire's gym as well. And he's rewarded with an egg.
And Halq now has his machine part. Opting not to take the wipe. Is he going to do blind rock tunnel?
It seems like it.
Oh, hello, Garf. You did get mentioned. You called the roamers 100%.
I don't know what Dogars is.
Yeah, that is a reference that is escaping me as well.
Unless that's just like the Japanese name for coughing.
Garth confirms that is the Japanese name.
It's a good name.
Ysta now going to go fight Chuck. It's sung in Burbank Gym in Japanese Black-White 2. Well, Gen 5 is still the one gen I have not finished. As I've gotten, I think, 3 badges into Black 1 and just gave up.
Yeah, that particular gym is exclusive to Black 2 and White 2. It is the... there's like extra parts of the region that you start in. Like whereas normally you start in the... I forget the name of the starter town in Gen 5. But in Black 2, White 2, there's like this southwest part of the map that is opened up, and the second gym is the one that has... it's like a grunge rock concert. And it's a poison type gym. So the leader is singing about coughing.
Neat.
It's very cool. Right, Nuvema is
in fact lost. It seems he found some stairs.
Oh, he is super lost now. But he found his way. Back to the stairs he was just in, I think.
I believe so. We don't recommend Blind Rock Tunnel. It is very easy to get lost.
Not unless you're very familiar with it or have a map.
Yes. Even with the map, it can be very difficult.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of Blind Rock Tunnel in my own practices, even if I had Flash. So I've just gotten used to the movement. I actually have an easier time with Rock Tunnel Blind than I do Silver Cave.
I don't recommend either one of them blind.
But Halk managed to make it through. Gonna turn that machine part.
Blind Lugia's room is super easy.
Oh yeah, that's extremely easy, yeah.
You just keep going until you bonk and then change directions.
Yep. And HM1 on Chuck's wife.
So there is our cut.
And go mode for Ysta.
And Soul Badge, yes. As he's already done the Rockets, it is now just a gym leader sweep.
Yep. Gonna go, I assume, from easiest to hardest by starting with Claire, and then
I would assume Claire, then Erica.
Claire, then Erica, then Brock, Blaine, Janine, Blue.
Yep. So not easiest to hardest, as Janine would be immediately after Claire.
True.
But it's so
she
much
actually might even be before
Janine
Claire.
late.
Yeah. She's much more convenient to do late than early, because if you do her after Blaine, you don't have to fight any trainers on your way into Fuchsia.
As well as being a much easier surf from Cinnabar than a bike from Celadon.
Yes.
And there's always a chance of early Janine requiring to crawl back up Cycling Road, which is just gross. Alright, and we have Halk back out of Rock Tunnel.
Will he remember the expansion card immediately? He does. That's a teensy bit of time made back. Unfortunately, he is still a Fortress main behind. Not opting to take the Route 11 strat to get to Snorlax. Maybe he wants to go to Cerulean first. Oh, he hits one of the non-required bikers.
That is unfortunate.
Well, I guess none of them are required, but if you choose to take this path, it's one of the non-required ones.
And he opts to go unload that biker's movement.
No real reason to, as that was the middle one, not the top one.
It can work, because if he...
Oh, actually, yeah, that is good for him, because then he doesn't have to get the long walk from the other biker, and he doesn't have to reset it, the top biker's movement. He would have had to reset the route either way.
Turning a mistake into decent movement.
Yep.
Plus that little bit of extra Weedle experience, I guess.
And Stantler, or not Stantler, Charmander and Zubat.
Well, I mean for the optional biker here.
Oh yes, true. It's really unfortunate that the top biker has 4 Pokemon. It's just such a long fight. Yeah, he didn't have to fight any of them. He could have gone to Route 11, but I'm not sure if that movement's on his mind. He is going towards... Oh, he's centering. Never mind. Picking up the lost item, which is the Silver Wing. Now he can access Lugia, as well as the rare candy from the old man. Meanwhile, Weiss is starting his 6th to final gym leader. After Claire, he'll have the Elite Four and 5 Kanto Gyms remaining before Red. In total, that will be 16 fights. And that's the Rainbow Badge from Claire. Meanwhile, Hulk is going to be starting up the Lieutenant Surge fight with his electric type lead.
I don't believe he has Flaffy in Gen 2, though.
I don't think he does either.
He might have an Ampharos.
Yeah.
But I also don't think it's his lead, so... Still a slight randomization, at least.
He doesn't even have Ampharos. He has 2 Electrodes, a Magneton, a Raichu, and an Electabuzz.
Wow, what a waste. Not putting in a new electric type for a gym leader.
Nope, just making them all evolved. Although the gentleman has a Flaffy. The fastest gym trainer to fight, the one who only has 2 Pokemon.
Yep.
Looks like Weiss picked up some more X items before moving on to the rest of the Kanto gyms. Knowing his trash can strats, so no leftovers for him today. I don't get that either, Garth. It makes no sense why you introduce one new ghost to the generation and you don't put it in the gym. Alright, that is Hive Badge for halqery.
As soon as he picks up his cut at HM, he can use it.
Yep, he just has to beat the Rockets and then beat Chuck. Of course, I would hope that he would fight Missy first, as she does have the Storm Badge.
We see Halk going to do some shopping, getting some more healing items.
Yeah, he's been needing a lot of them in this ROM. And time for him to see the coughing.
We know
It's a
that
very
Missy
large...
has the Storm Badge because ysta013 already fought her.
It's a very large coughing. I wonder, how is it blocking all that space?
Absolute unit. Yes, we had a static wheezing and a static coughing.
We sure did. Too bad that none of them were Doug Dimmadome.
God, Galarian wheezing is a treat.
I'd love to see someone modify the sprite just for wheezing in Gen 2 to be the Galarian look, but still just be regular type because it's Gen 2.
How he's opting not to do
Oh
this.
no. That's unfortunate.
He may be thinking that since he doesn't have the Storm Badge, he doesn't want to go up there if he can't fly back.
Hopefully he'll, once he finishes the Rocket segment, he'll just go right back to Kanto and pick up the other big training arc in Hedge Maze, just to get all that experience. Personally, I would have done what ysta013 did, where I cleared out as many of the badges as I could before moving on with the plot progression. And with Erica's gym done, which gave ysta013 the Volcano Badge, you can now move on toward Brock and the rest of West Side.
And since he does have the Fly HM, after he fights Blue, he can talk to Oak before the Elite Four to get the Silver Cave Fly Point.
Yes. A very nice optimization that lets you save about 10 seconds, roughly. And we got a 1 in 4 chance, roughly, right now, that Brock will have his vanilla Boulder Badge. Nothing in this gym should be able to stand up to the level 50 Espeon, though. This thing has been an absolute monster. That's the Thunder Badge. And that's only 10 more fights left for Weiss before he finishes this ROM. Unless he gets extremely trolled by Red. I don't see how catching up anytime soon.
Right now, Red having, I would say, maybe a Caesar with, well, with Megahorn, honestly. Something with Megahorn as Blue's lead.
I think the biggest wall for him right now would actually be like a Starmie or a Slowbro with Crunch.
That is
just because the water psychics are the one thing he can't hit super effectively or even neutrally effective. Of course, anything with a super effective move would be a wall to start Red. Ooh, Stanley's learning Thunder. But Halk does not opt to take it. I personally probably would have gotten rid of Vile Throw. It just doesn't seem particularly useful since it's one of those negative priority moves.
Yeah, not a good plan at this point to have that.
Also, a Politoed as the lead for Blaine is a decent special wall that Espeon has to overcome, but though Psychic can hit it fairly strongly. Politoed into Poliwag.
Interesting.
And that's the Cascade Badge. Makes sense, he does have 2 water types. Now, which row will actually be finished first? Because we still have not gotten that Mineral Badge. About 4 or 5 battles ago, we thought that the top row was going to be finished first, but it might not be. Mineral Badge might be on blue. Come on, Jetto. Don't let Kano catch up on you. Okay, so Janine led with a Steel type. That means she'll have the Mineral Badge, right?
I mean, that would make sense. But then again, in a randomizer, what does make sense?
Ideally, nothing.
Oh, that Slowking had Fury Cutter. If Janine were a bit higher level, that could have been scary.
Yeah, if he needed to fight Janine early, that would have been bad for him.
Yes, it would.
You know, Halk picked up Strength finally. Good for him. He can continue on with the lower level gyms. Also,
yeah,
yes,
she
has a Venonat and a Butterfree. Well, Butterfree isn't Poison type, but it's a bug. Boulder Badge. Alright, how long ago did I guess that Blue might have Mineral Badge? I want to say over a half hour.
I mean, we did say that it is the most useless badge.
It sure is. Alright, I'm just gonna go over to my stream and just add fortune telling to the stream tags, because at this point it's just ridiculous how many things I've been calling. Now this is one of the last 2 fights that can really end up trolling. Blue could have some very scary mains.
Interesting stab Mega Kick Smeargle.
Huh. Too bad it's just a Smeargle.
Yep, 20 base power is not going to cut it. Though
No,
it
sir.
does do a healthy amount of damage to that Espeon.
Sure does. It looks like it might have run out.
There's only 5 Mega Kicks, so...
Yeah. Parasect goes down to either Ice or Fire fairly easily.
Come on, burn it. Aw.
Another thing weak to Ice and Water.
Come on,
Come on.
Ysta, why aren't you banishing anything to the Shadow Realm?
Come on. Come on, Blue. Have a Slow King. Or a Slow Bro. That's an
Ysta just
Abra.
fought a Slow King, and it really didn't stop him.
Well, that's because it was lower level. Like, it was like 15
Yeah,
levels
it
lower.
was Janine's Slow King. And Poliwrath's not going to stop this Espeon.
Alright. And with that, Ysta finally has the Mineral Badge, while Halq picks up the Mystery Egg.
The Mineral Egg and the Mystery Badge.
That leaves only 7 fights for Ysta to take care of. The only one that could potentially really hampering his progress, I think, would be Red himself. Meanwhile, Halq has quite a few left, especially since he doesn't have Fly yet. Or rather, he doesn't have Storm Badge yet. But he is going back to Kanto, so that is good. Halq picks up the Old Rod. Or he's picking up the Old Rod now. Oh yeah, that's right. They do have different rivals. Ysta's rival has the Tyranitar main, while Halq's has the... what was it? It's not the Steelix. I forget what the third starter was at this point. It's been so long.
Persian.
Right.
The actual correct choice.
The actual correct choice that we were upset they didn't take. Alright, so... What are we thinking for Weiss's time to finish? He's in the middle of Will.
So that means 5 fights left.
Yeah, 5 fights after this.
This is looking like, I'm gonna guess, a 214.
I think it might take a little bit longer. I'm gonna say 217. Wing is just 218.
I mean, I'm not good at estimating fight lengths.
Yeah, I'm estimating based on my assumption that he might get trolled a bit by Red.
Ooh, Wingage going for a guess on the seconds as well. Continuously adding more. Ariados
And then Ariados with a regular estimation at 216. We'll leave it to Wingers to go above and beyond with his estimates.
Though however it ends up, this is looking to be a very good time for ysta.
It sure is. Now, Halq has 23 fights left right now. So Halq currently has 23 fights, including Misty. And then ysta just needs to get through the Elite Four. Where's Halq going? I think he forgot where the gym was.
Yeah.
Pun Master Batman. Sounds like a post-killing joke, Batman.
If only he had a Crobat.
Ooh, there's a Slowbro. One of the few things that can potentially wall ysta, but it is 14 levels lower, so it stands no chance against Stab, Badge boosted Psychic, and Surf. And Halq receives the Storm Badge.
Halq can now fly.
I wonder if he's kicking himself for not coming here first. Yep, going straight to Sandwood. That's what I would have done as well. Get the easy fights out of the way.
Ysta's on Karen now, correct? And her...
Oh, he's on Lance.
Oh, Krabby lead. Wow, easy setup.
Very easy.
Well, actually, if it had Mega Horn, Krabby does have a 100 base attack.
That is true.
Would have messed that Espeon up.
It could have. But nothing to be afraid of, it seems. Also, Lance still had a flying type. What kind of rando?
Well, I mean,
Lance
isn't a fake dragon.
Well, everything Lance has is flying type. He's actually the flying type Elite Four. Gyarados, Aerodactyl, Charizard, and 3 Dragonites. Maybe he's Falkner's dad. Makes you think. Alright. Ysta just has one fight left. He's unlocked the Flat Points of Silver Cave, so you can just go straight there from Mom's house. And he's got Fly as well, so you can just zoom through.
Ysta checking his Pokedex for Flash.
Yes, as you do.
Yep. He's turning on the light on the back of it.
Yeah. Gotta have backlight when you game. Or in this case, go spelunking.
Yeah, you wonder why the rest of Mount Silver is just very brightly lit.
Well, the rumor read is like it's supposed to be the peak, so that makes sense at least.
But the waterfall room.
I have no insight. Maybe the game just assumes you're going to use Flash in the first room, and just
Red's lead is a Gligar.
with spite. He'll want to one-shot that thing for sure. And counter.
He does have Ice Punch. So I will admit I did cheat a little and look at Red's team.
Yeah.
This Gligar has no attacking moves.
Wonderful.
It is a 100% free setup.
And this is pretty much just a victory lap for him. Wiggly Woo! Yeah, Mount Silver is not totally indoors, so maybe the waterfall room is slightly outdoor. I don't know.
Yeah, but then it's less of a mountain and more of there's a hill in front of this little lake.
Yeah. Ghastly? Oh man. Baby Red.
Yep, Baby Red.
And that is 2:14:32 to finish. Good estimate on you, Paradox. You said 2:14. Yeah, predicting a free red is not easy.
I mean, it's a little easy when, as I said, like me, you can cheat and look at the log. But
Yeah.
I didn't do that until afterwards. 'Cause I was like, I wonder how red actually is gonna go. Oh, well, that's hilarious.
So in for most of us when we're doing our own key item randomizer runs and races outside of this tournament, we typically do forcing all Pokemon to be fully evolved at level 50 or in an older version at level 65. But for the tournament, we are not forcing full evolutions. We're using the same settings we use for bingos.
Yeah. Squirrel, this is Loser's Bracket Round 1, yes.
Yeah, we still have one match in winners round 2 to finish, but since most of losers round 1 is available to do, we're just we allowed losers round 1 to start scheduling and running. We actually have I think 3 races happening tomorrow, though I'm not sure if all of them will be restreamed.
Alright, I'm going to pull ysta in for an interview.
Okay.
If you want to take the lead on this, if I can... Hold on a second. Discord's not working with me very well. There we go.
Congratulations, ysta. That was a pretty significant win that you got.
Where's Hulk right now?
He still has 6 badges left to do.
Oh dang!
You
Yeah,
had an entire fortress main lead.
Yeah, you had a lead of an entire fortress main. He found he found fortress on Route 30. He caught it and he tried to force it all the way through Goldenrod. And then when he got the good rod, he decided to fish and found a Stantler.
We are going to have Halk finish.
Okay.
Yeah, let's... so in our Race MGG chat, so I found Swag Cargo on 29, and if I knew that he was going to run a Fortress, I might have considered the Swag Cargo instead.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I do want to ask, the reason you went back to 29 after passing it the first time, was it to search for the Dragonite you saw in the first pass?
Yeah, it was a Dragonite that
Yeah.
I wanted. And then that SBN showed up, showed me Ice Punch, showed me Fire Blast.
Paradox, since you do have the log, what did that level 2 or 3 Dragonite have?
Alright, let's look up this Dragonite.
Because I am curious.
Acid, Crab Hammer, Mega Punch, Thunder Punch.
Thunder Punch and Crab Hammer, that's a pretty good
Flame
special
Thrower at
Dragonite.
8.
That's a
With
really
all
good
the
special
Dragonite that
Dragonite.
were
That is
early
a
on, too. That
monster
would've
of
been
a D-Knight.
Yeah, all the bulky water types and the Blissies and Chanseys really slowed down the Espeon. One thing I did want to ask is why you chose to teach over Headbutt instead of Fire Blast with Surf.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I regretted it after, but with Blissies and stuff, like, sure, that slows you down, but
Yeah.
at least you're never in danger of getting wiped by it. So
Yeah.
like, so I didn't mind the 1 or 2 extra turns for that, but I hate my down button. I don't know if you guys saw how much trouble I was having with it. There's a point in, like, right before Olivine where, like, it just made no sense what it was doing. Like, it started moving in the opposite direction that I was, and so that's...
Yeah, I did notice some weird movement here and there.
Yeah, so that explains 2 of the optionals I hit. The one on Route 36 and the one, the one I accidentally death warped to. So...
That is true. Winged brings up a good point in chat. I'm not sure if you saw from the Kingdra, it proved to be a big problem for the Fortress. It had Flamethrower, Blizzard, and Icy Wind, so if you did end up getting that Dragonite as your main, that would have been a big problem for you, I think.
Icy Winds would hurt, but I don't think it would...
Well, the Kingdra had Blizzard as well.
Oh, and Blizzard, you
Yeah,
think?
Yeah.
Blizzard would have been just GG on the Dragonite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hulk wiped to the Kingdra a lot. I actually don't know exactly how many times. Like, he reset a lot, but before that, he actually took a couple wipes just so he could... I don't know why he took the wipes. He might not have saved at that point yet. But at one point, he left Azalea to go fight Anthony to get a little bit more experience. And Anthony did have a Blissey, or not a Blissey, a Chansey, so he was able to get a couple levels. It was still a lot of luck that he needed in order to make it through. Like
No, yeah.
if he didn't get a crit on I think Sludge Bomb from his Fortress, he probably would have he probably would still be there.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a fair race. I mean, S tier Espeon versus a Fortress. Probably S tier. Listens again, you can hear that.
Yeah, I wouldn't rate Espeon as S tier, maybe like a B+.
Espeon is an
when it had Psychic.
A tier main.
Yeah, when it had Psychic.
Yeah.
Psychic, I think that walks up.
Or yeah, it's like an A. I would say, yeah. Like it's extremely strong, but like if it doesn't have a lot of bulk, so you can run into a lot of things that can end up walling you.
But it cannot do a split attack.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm
That's
exaggerating, but because Hulk still ran Fortress, but I'm
Yeah.
just trying to exaggerate the difference.
Yeah, finding the right main early is definitely one of the big challenges in these.
What was Fortress? 30? 31?
It was on 30,
Okay.
so before Mikey.
Yeah, because I didn't see anything on 30. I don't know if there was anything else, but there were plenty of options on 29, it turns out.
Yeah, at least Dragonite and Espeon.
Yeah. I was curious what the Charizard would have had too, because if... Like, I think if I saw the moveset and it was decent, I would have gone with it, or...
Yeah. Alright, Hulk finished Chuck Shim. He's moving on towards Claire now.
Alright. Yeah, let me tune in to watch fun time. Considering switching to the coughing.
Oh, the 50 coughing?
Yeah, if I
Snorlax?
got to machine part earlier,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always like to consider switching to the Snorlax if it's early enough. But a coughing or wheezing would not be a strong enough main, I think. It has a good amount of physical bulk, but if you see a psychic move, you're just dead instantly.
I think at level 50, 51 you can make it happen. Especially that cakewalk of a glider setup, 2 on red. I don't think it would have ran into too many issues, so...
No, I personally don't think wheezing is strong enough to carry in a P8 on Rando. Of course, maybe in this tournament, since the Force fully evolved is not turned on.
Yeah, without Force fully evolved.
Yeah, you can definitely get away with easier mains, or not as strong mains if you're not forcing fully evolved.
Alright, Weister, are you still here?
Yes, I am still here.
I have some very unfortunate news.
Yeah?
The admins have just conferred, and unfortunately, because of your presence in the Randomania chat earlier, it isn't direct violation of the rules.
Okay,
I
yeah,
understand it was
really
an
unfortunate.
accident, but we have just come to the conclusion that unfortunately we will have to disqualify you from the race.
Yeah, I understand.
It was a very good time, though, and very
Yeah.
good race.
Yes.
Yeah, I had accidentally left yesterday's browser up, and I'm one of the people who never closes their browser. And so basically, after watching the Randomania stream yesterday and Halk's incredible race with
Tomcat.
Yeah, I had not realized that I had closed that at all. So yeah,
I'm very sorry to announce that we will have to disqualify you for that.
Yeah, that's totally understandable, and I apologize that happened. So.
We do not believe that you cheated, but we cannot allow exceptions to the rules.
Yes, and I agree there. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that is why we're having Halk finish his race, because we need his time for finish.
Yeah, that's fair. So.
Yeah, as I said, very well done, very well played and routed. The Espeon was an amazing main.
Yeah.
But it means that as soon as Halk finishes his run, he will be facing me in Losers Round 2.
And then, continuing with Losers Round 1, we have myself versus Ben Redrock tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then
I'm restreaming that one as well.
Yep. Thomas Patrick WX and Furious Magic will be playing at 6 p.m., though I'm not sure if that will be restreamed or not.
At the moment, I do not believe we have a restream for them.
And in addition, Sea of Darkness and Overlord Zeta will also be racing at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Again, not sure if that is going to be restreamed. Saptros, you're going to be restreaming Thomas Patrick and Furious. Very good. Glad to hear it.
All right.
The more of these races we get restreamed, the better. So we do have that to look forward to tomorrow. A very packed day for us.
We do, although with the influx of some races stacking on the same day, we will be prioritizing winners round brackets for restreams.
Of course. The only winners round match we currently have scheduled is Septros versus Wingage, I believe, this Saturday.
Which we should be able to find a restream for that fairly easily.
For sure. Yes, Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time is when we'll be having Septros versus Wingage in round 2 of winners to finish up that.
Yep.
Once that match is done, we'll know who will be facing Herc in round 1 of losers, and we'll be able to do all of losers round 1 and round 2, in addition to all of winners round 3. A lot of matches to look forward to in this tournament. And Hal picks up a Thunder Badge. Oh, and he does hit the Rainbow Badge. I forgot to mark it.
Yeah, I was about to say, did we miss a badge on Halk?
Yeah, we missed Rainbow while we were talking about the future matches.
So, Halk now has Blaine, Blue, and Janine left to do, followed by Elite Four and Red. Which, this is a good Stantler. It should be able to handle all of the fights fairly well. Especially since, as stated before, Red's Gligar lead has no attacks. But if it survives the Stantler, then Counter may kill it.
Yeah, I hope that he uses the Ice Punch, or he used the Ice Punch TM on his Stantler, so he might be preparing to specially sweep rather than physically, and just keeping strength in case of the odd Blissey.
Yeah.
Or bulky water type.
Well, let's see. He has 9 fights to go. No, 10 fights because of Rival.
Yes.
I'm going to guess about a 251.
I want to say a 247.
Just because he has movement through here and...
Yeah, he does have a lot of movement, and all of the fights remaining are long fights, except for Blaine. Everything has 5 or 6 pokes from here on out after Blaine. But that Stantler is significantly strong.
It is.
Male Stantler with strength, unless you're a bulky water type, you're not going to survive. And that's the Cascade Badge.
Z moved to Runia.
I do love all these names. The random names are the big thing I always look forward to in these.
Though I know that there is an updated name pack past the one I'm using.
I just, for my own personal name list, I just have a bunch of Fire Emblem and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure names.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty much every character in parts 5 and 8 of JoJo, as well as from Fire Emblem Echoes and Three Houses. I need to add more to it, it's just because it's not a lot. And I tend to see a lot of the same names.
So good on you for Vivento Aria.
Oh yeah. Part 5 is my favorite, followed very closely by JoJolion.
I have not finished JoJolion yet.
Well, it is still in progress. So, we actually should be getting a new chapter of it this week, because it always releases in the middle of the month.
I am nowhere near caught up, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the Slow King. Unfortunately, it's 19 levels too low to be a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Halq now with
Boulder badge
1
required.
remaining.
In case you're wondering, the most recent chapter of JoJolion is number 98, Endless Calamity Part 4.
We're unfortunately getting slightly lost in the invisible wall maze.
Man, come to think, but at this point, JoJolion is actually as long, if not almost longer, than Steel Ball Run at this point.
Oh wow!
Because they're both at 24 volumes currently.
And you bring up that nameless, and it's like, wow, now I want you to make my next race wrong.
I mean,
Just for the name list.
if it's allowed, I'll do it. GS-Bone certified ROMs tend to be fairly kind logic-wise. Although mains are not always easy to come by. But that is the mineral badge finally acquired for halqery. You can fly to Oak, pick up the Silver Cave access and fly point, and then do those last 7 fights.
Yep, we are going to go into the final stretch.
Fly point unlocked. Now he just has to get through the Victory Road.
The last, well, second to last bit of movement, as there's still the inside of Silver Cave.
Yes. Although it looks like he might have to do part of Silver Cave without a repel. Because he just used his last super.
And that will wear out before he gets back there.
Mm-hmm. It'll wear out probably around the same place that Weiss's wore out after that first turn into the elevated section.
Thankfully not having to worry about his low health on the Stantler with all of that level difference.
Yeah, he can pretty safely just sweep through Rival either center heal or use the PC in the Elite Four.
Yep. And we have the stream gone.
Oh, for some reason we never marked that when Halk got cut. He's totally had it this whole time.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. See, it's marked. Though interesting that we didn't see Item Finder, Blue Card, Red Scale, or Super Rod. So 4 useless items that just never got.
Yeah, it's always appreciated to not have a lot of Row 3 items picked up. Row 3 is always just something you never want to see an item from.
Whereas most of Row 2 is required, and
most of Row 4 as well.
Yeah, and Row 1 is usually quality of life.
Yes.
The bike, the super rod, and the required inter-region travel.
I just noticed that Will has a psychic type.
What kind of rando? Well, I can tell that my estimate on Halk's time is not going to be accurate.
It could still be there. It's up in the air at this point because there's still about 10 minutes between now and your time. Mine is the one that's looking less likely because I said 2:47.
Yeah, but at this point there's only 5 fights left. And minimal movement.
He is setting up a lot.
That's a Super Fang Arbok. That is a bit rude.
Especially when you don't have the leftovers to just passively re-heal it.
Vice, ysta has finished. We are waiting on Halk to finish at the moment.
Yes. Unfortunately, ysta had been disqualified, so we're making sure that Halk finishes to have a completion time.
Yep, Halk is required to finish in order to move on. Which, I'm so glad he's not running before Fortress.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately, ysta was disqualified for being in the Randomania chat room during the race. It's very unfortunate. It was a really good run with a spectacular main.
Yeah, he had an Espeon that he found on Route 29 while looking for a Dragonite that also would have been very good. And the Espeon had Fire Blast and Ice Punch to start. Of course, it got Surf later, and...
I apologize,
bark, bark.
That's my dog.
Bark.
Somebody pulled into the driveway.
And then the Espeon also learned Psychic as a level-up move, so it was just absurdly strong.
Alright, I think I've got him calm.
That's good.
He's old and he saw a car come into the driveway. Oh, and Halk getting... Like, I heard a freeze. Is that on... It is. Halk is frozen by Blizzard.
Ooh.
Thankfully, he has a full restore. But that is a very fast Flaffy. Did Halk have his speed dropped?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I typically don't sit up too much on the Elite Four. If anything, I'll do 1x attack or 1x special. If I'm not feeling if I'm not feeling too confident in how strong I am.
Yeah, but with where you normally do the Elite Four, it's usually a fair sweep.
Yes.
Even without X items.
Yeah, there are sometimes things that might survive on 1, or even Yellow Bar if it's very resistant to the moves you have.
But usually by now you have near perfect, if not perfect, coverage. Halk showing that he does have max repel, so he will not be going through part of Silver repelless.
That is fortunate.
And going into Lance. No setup, just taking down that Krabby. But this Stantler with stab strength and a good special support move set should have no problem handling Lance. And that is Lance down.
Only one fight remaining. And considering what that Gligar had, completely free setup. Yeah, he'll have his... One thing I noticed a lot of people do, and I do it as well, is they tend to forget that they have a rappel up from Victory Road and try to use it as soon as they land at the Pokemon Center. But it always lasts up until right about there.
Third time is for charm, Jerry. That was interesting to watch. And here we go, the final fight. The super free Gligar lead.
And depending on how many X attacks he uses, counter can actually sometimes, for whatever reason, deal damage while you're setting up X attacks. I don't know what causes that, but it can happen.
I believe Halk did save beforehand.
Yeah. The amount of damage that counter will do if you're using setup is like nothing.
It's just a weird thing about Gen 2 programming.
Yes. Going for the physical attack on Gligar, but +6 is definitely enough to take care of it.
+6 stab strength, yes.
+6 stab badge boost strength.
It's about a 134 base attack at that point.
Uh, 135 actually.
Sick.
And that is a 250.36. Once again, very close with your estimate for the finish time.
Wow, I'm somehow good at that.
Hello, Halk. Congratulations on the
Hello there,
finish.
Halk.
Oh, thank you.
So, Fortress.
I tried.
You had to. Hello, Halk.
I
Congratulations
gave
on
it
the
a
Hello
finish.
there,
legitimate
Halk.
chance
Oh,
to work.
I'm getting the echo because I forgot to...
I cut
mute
my stream.
Okay,
Yep.
there we go. That helps.
Yeah.
I have
But no,
to remember
I
to do
gave
that.
Fortress a legitimate chance. Like, and I feel like I ran it longer than I should have. Not like I really had any other choice, because
Yeah, you didn't see much that could have been better at that time.
No, I mean I think the Venusaur could have been good, but it was female, and if I wanted to put any physical moves on it, I knew that'd be a bother.
Yes.
I'm actually gonna see what that Venusaur
It
had.
it turned out that Route 29 actually had some fairly good mains. Weista found an
How?
Espeon there that
Oh
had
my
Ice Punch,
God.
Fire Blast.
Was it amazing?
Razor Leaf Flamethrower
Yeah, I knew it had flamethrower. I used it on my. It almost killed my Larvitar.
and Slam. Actually, it might not have had Razor Leaf. It was it level 4?
Probably.
Because its level 4 move was present that it would learn over Razor Leaf. And then Steel Wing at 7.
Might have been 4. I don't know, but that'd be tragic if it learned over that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there was a Dragonite on Route 29 as well as an Espeon. Weista found his Espeon there.
Dude, that Kingdra like made me.
Yeah,
wanna
that
quit
Kingdra
life.
was insane.
made me want to alter for my existence. Like that was
And that
brutal, man.
Pinsir was super rude to you for a while as well.
Oh yeah,
you really lucked out with
between.
you really
Back
lucked
and
out
forth.
with it choosing Leech Seed that last time instead of
Yeah,
Sacred Fire.
yeah. I don't remember how I got past the Kingdra, but
I think you got a crit with Sludge Bomb and a Poison.
yeah, I knew I needed a crit on something to get past the Kingdra. That's just that was the state of affairs. Was I needed a crit to proceed. which
Okay,
was-
yeah, if a Venusaur was level 4, it would not have had Razor Leaf.
Unfortunate.
Well, I'm glad I didn't bother then, because looking at it only having present Slam and Flamethrower, I would not have ran it. Did you go back and look at the VOD?
Oh, he has the log.
Yeah, I have the log open.
Well, I mean, I think Venusaur could have been other levels, though, right?
No,
Or
it
is it-
would
or
have
does it
been
only occur at level
4.
I think it was only level
Only
4
level
if it was
4.
level 4.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the seed was pretty linear. I was kind of frustrated because like I got so many dud items early on, so I'm like, okay, this thing has a really high chance of being something good because all the things I've gotten were crap, and then it was something bad again,
Yeah.
and it was just a cycle of that. But I got really lucky that or really fortunate that Chuck's wife had cut because I did not want to do basement at all.
Yeah, it's always good to see when you don't have to do basement.
What did Weista end up running?
Espeon. It came with Fire Blast, Ice Punch, and learned Psychic on
Okay,
level up.
so the actual
then.
monster main, there was a Moltres on 29 with Shadow Ball Drill Pack.
Ha!
Dude, I only saw grass toys on 29. This is bull. Grass toys isn't a main. What percent was grass toys? Enlighten me.
Let me take another look. Also, Halk, because of the unfortunate DQ of Weista, you will now be facing me in the next round of losers bracket.
Hooray, more KIR.
Halk, you don't want to know.
Was it a 10%?
It may have been a 10%.
Of course it was. I got 2 encounters on 29 and they were both grass toys.
The Espeon was also a 10%.
Not surprised. Weista saw the Dragonite on his first pass. That was probably a 20 or a 15.
That was
What did
also
they-
a 10%.
Oh,
That was also 10%?
one more thing I wanted to know. What did the Omastar and Dark Cave have? Because
The
I was gonna throw more
Omastar
balls
in
at it.
Dark Cave.
I knew 2 of the moves were useless.
I'm pretty sure it sucked.
I think 2 of the moves were bad at least.
Fire Punch.
That's something.
Fire Punch and Fire Punch accessories. Love it. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for restreaming and everything. Thanks for putting up with me finishing like 35 minutes later.
Close. But
I'm
yeah.
glad the Stantler came in clutch because
Yeah, that Stantler was a great find.
It
I don't
really
know how much
was.
more patience I had to run the fortress. I love him to death, but Jesus, he tried his best though.
It had a good move set. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it had hidden power steel.
Yeah, that was actually really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hidden Power Steel was a super good find, especially because it was doing about as much as Ancient Power, so it was probably a similar power to it as well.
Oh, I can check that actually. Where is Pikasav?
Seems how it was doing about the same power, I'm going to guess it was a high 40s on base.
GS, what's your guess?
I'm going to say 54.
Okay. No, Stanler, Fortress. Hidden power, wait. Hidden power was 69 steel. Nice.
Wow. That's about as good as it gets.
That is easily the best steel move in the gen.
It easily is.
Oh my god, this thing was a monster. 13, 15, 8, 14.
Wow. If only there weren't so many fire moves early.
Dude. Oh my god. 12 attack on the Stantler. Pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I could have ran that Fortress to the promised land, dude. Also, I love the Gligar on red having no attacking moves, presumably.
It had exactly
it had
zero.
It had counter.
Yeah, counter and counter accessories. I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of worried I didn't save, but luckily it didn't matter.
The Gligar's moveset was Nightmare, Mean Look, Spite, Counter.
Yeah, I saw every move except for Nightmare, because obviously I wouldn't try to use that. If it can't put me to sleep. So I saw all three of its other moves.
Gio, do you have any other questions for Halk?
Yeah, one question. So when you unlocked the ability to go do rocket segment, you got your 7th badge. But after doing the machine part quest, you could have gone to do Misty's gym and the hedge maze first, which would have gotten you Storm Badge and the ability to fly into Goldenrod instead. I personally probably would have done that myself, but I was wondering why you opted to go to the radio tower first.
Yeah, because the Pokemon in the radio tower are a lot weaker and easier to handle. Like the Pokemon on Nugget Bridge are a lot stronger, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, they're I think the highest level on Nugget Bridge is mid-30s.
That sounds about right.
I want to say like 35 or so.
The first guy had like a 37, or maybe I'm misremembering.
I'm gonna double check that actually.
But no, like I also just want to get the radio tower out of the way, just because like I was already in Saffron. Yeah. It was literally just to pass the way. Also, the pass was kind of clutch.
Yeah,
that was
the pass was convenient, but having the SS ticket would have been fine, I think.
Yeah.
It's not too much time.
I wouldn't have ended up getting. I don't think I got strength until.
Strength was on the false director, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So I wouldn't have.
Real late.
Normally, if I wasn't dumb, I wouldn't have had the pass until a way later time. But having it early enabled me to like kind of like go back and forth a lot more conveniently. I don't know. I hate that I'll do anything to not get on that boat.
Yeah, the highest level Pokemon in the hedge maze is the level 36 and the last trainer that you have to fight, unless you actually fight the Nugget guy who has a 38.
Interesting.
All right, so I think that's all the questions we really have. See, our next match is tomorrow, Geos versus Ben Red Rock.
Yep, 3 p.m.
I will be restreamer and commentator for that, along with whoever I manage to bully into joining me.
I think I'm restreaming something tomorrow as well. I don't remember.
If you are, that would be the 8 p.m. for Wingage and or no, that Wingage set.
Who is it?
Zeta and Sea of Darkness.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be a fun
Which
match.
is another one of our losers round 1 matches.
Yep. We got 3 losers round 1 matches tomorrow.
Yep.
Outstanding. Thanks for your guys. I'm gonna head out.
All right.
Take care.
Good race, Halk. And I believe that's all that we really need to talk about. So give these runners a follow. They're very good. halqery and ysta013. Give my co-commentator Geospone a follow.
And give my co-commentator Paradox a follow.
And for all of us here at the tournament, have a wonderful night.